Hello Year 5, it's good to speak to you again. It feels like the good old days of the spring and summer last year doing virtual RE. We are looking this half term at Hindu practices. So if you remember back to September and October, you were looking at Hindu beliefs in RE. So what do Hindus believe and how do they show those beliefs? This half term we're going to look at Hindu practices. So how do they actually show those beliefs through action. And we're going to start off looking at Hindu temples, which you'll find plenty of in London. Then we're going to look at Hindu weddings, and then we're going to look at Hindu festivals, and Hindu festivals are incredible. So that's something to really look forward to because it's really interesting. Today then, we're asking this question: what does a Hindu temple look like? This is just reminding you that we're going to be looking at Hinduism again, and this is the symbol of Hinduism on the left-hand side that hopefully you recognise. So, Hindu temples are sometimes called a mandir. In London in particular, there's quite a large Hindu population, and we kind of looked at that last half term and saw the areas of London where there's lots of Hindu people living. But believe it or not, the photos that you're looking at here on the PowerPoint, these aren't in India or somewhere like that. These are in Neasden in North London. This is the Neasden Temple that was built in 1995. Lots of Hindu people in London got money together and got resources together, and people from around the world donated money, and they built the most incredible Hindu temple. And you can go and visit this. I've been to visit and it was amazing, and I had a great day, and I had a terrific curry in the little restaurant that's next to it as well. But it's really, really interesting to see how this is a very, very different place to, for example, a church, or even to a Sikh Gurdwara or to a Jewish synagogue. Let's have a look at a little bit more detail of what it's like inside, or at least hear what it's like outside. So the people, this is a photo. You can probably tell when it was taken. It was taken in 2012 during the Olympics. The chap in the middle is holding the Olympic flame. So the Olympic flame came through Neasden on its journey and stopped at the temple there in Neasden, the Mandir. The people on the right hand side are wearing very traditional Sikh dress. So they've got these beautiful red saris, red dresses, they've got sashes, the boys are wearing white shirts. And then at the back, these are monks who live in the temple. So, or do they live in the temple? No, they don't live in the temple, but they live nearby and they spend most of their day in the temple. And it's their job to make sure that worship takes place there, and it's their job to make sure that the temple is kept clean and secure. And you can look at this architecture and see it's very Indian in its nature. It's got lots of domes, it's got these little golden spires on top, I suppose you call them spires, but you can also see this is quite a British picture. You've got people flying the Union Jack flag, you've got the Olympic torch coming through. So it's an interesting mix of cultures that you find going on in this temple. Let's have a look at what it looks like inside. Wow. So Hinduism, as we're going to learn when we look at their festivals, is all about light. Hindus use light in really interesting ways because the whole faith is about a battle between goodness and evil. And goodness is always represented by light, so you want to have as much light as possible. Now, what kind of adjectives would you use to describe a building like this? Majestic, incredible, outstanding, shocking, unexpected, beautiful, stunning. Did I say stunning already? I can't even remember. They've got all these images. So some religions like Islam, they tend not to have images of people and animals in their mosques. Hinduism is the complete opposite. Hindu temples are full of images of gods and deities and people involved in Hindu stories. Some of those are part animal, part human, like Ganesh, the god that we looked at back in October. And here you can see that. So you can see these are the different figures and gods up here. You can see there's gods being worshipped here. You can even see, I mean, you can barely see, but this is a statue of Ganesh right in the center here. They've got candles lit, they've got lights. It's really quite an incredible experience. So here's some things. There are many different ways that lights are used. It helps to illuminate the incredible architecture. And as I say, it also represents the triumph of good over evil. In the centre is a statue of the god Ganesha, who we looked at back in September. And there are lots of candles surrounding the statue of Ganesha as a sign of devotion towards that statue, but towards the figure of Ganesha and the story. What we're going to do now is we are going to watch a video that's going to take us inside a Hindu temple, and show us some more detail. Hopefully you've got your booklet at home that looks like this, or you can find the download on the virtual school. This is today's lesson, and what we're going to do is on the left here, we're going to fill out some notes on what happens in the video, what happens inside a Hindu temple, and on the right, this is for sketching. So pause the video when you see something interesting, and when I say sketch, I mean 15 seconds, like done. On the right hand side, so what kind of architecture, what figures, what buildings, what are your impressions looking at a Hindu temple? Right, I'm going to go away, so let me turn my video off. It's that one, and I'm going to play you the video of the Hindu temple. Hopefully this works, so turn that.
Hinduism is over 4,000 years old. It's made up of lots of different Indian religious traditions and practices. We worship God at home every day.
Absolutely love that statue of him.
We believe in one true God, Brahman, who has millions of qualities. These qualities are represented by millions of different gods and goddesses. Their sacred images are called murtis. When we visit them, we believe we're meeting with God. There are lots of murtis at the mandir. A mandir is a Hindu place of worship. Vraj is going to show us around.
When I come to the mandir to worship God, I walk in and ring the bell to awaken God. And then I go to the gods and bow down to them, and I ask for something, or I would thank them for something good that's happened.
We believe in one God who exists in everything. To help us understand, names, images and qualities are given to millions of gods and goddesses.
They say that there's only one because gods are gods, but they've got different qualities, which makes people say that there's loads of gods. For example, if there's a whole bunch of flowers, we would say they're one, or because a flower is a flower, and all of them are called flowers, but there's different qualities for them because they're different colors and they smell different. So the same applying with God.
We often choose one God to worship. This God might have the qualities that a person admires or needs in their life. Or it might be the God that a family has worshipped for generations.
The God that me and my family worship is Shiv, and we worship him because he's really special to us and he's the creator of this world. When I've seen how many people he's helped, I've been happy.
Shiv, also known as Shiva, is one of the gods responsible for creation. I visit God at the mandir. It's home to lots of different gods and goddesses. They each have a quality and an image to help us relate to them. For example, if I wanted strength, I might go to the monkey god, Hanuman, or if I wanted intelligence, I'd pray to Ganesh, the elephant god. We worship God by performing a ritual called Aarti.
At Aarti ceremony, I always feel close to God because we're focusing, we close our eyes, we sing.
Aarti is performed every morning and evening. It can be done at the mandir by a priest or by us at home at our shrine. Murtis are the sacred images we use to represent God. The murtis at the mandir are very decorative, but the one that we use at home is much simpler. Both are as important.
It's just like God, and that's why we should take care of it. We should treat it the same way. To worship him, I bathe him and I put some markings on him. During my exams or busy times, the shrine would help me by it would actually get my brain working and focus on my exams. Coming to the shrine makes me calm and gives me peace as well.